part 2, the fun one,
Woo!
where we get to, I don't know,
Yeah,
just free flow.
Stop lying now.
Okay. I hope you weren't.
Okay, I don't need the signs anymore. Thank you.
Yeah, the cue cards in the
Yeah.
background. Yeah,
Nobody's there.
there's 0 people.
Zero.
Unless
None.
they're ghosts.
Ooh.
Spooky, spooky.
Spooky, scary skeletons.
They took down your spine.
All right.
Some fun times
Yeah.
with that song in Cabo.
Oh, I was like thinking Halloween.
Or Halloween. But I first heard it in
Oh.
Cabo with signs.
Oh, with his pants. Sorry. Didn't he have those skull pants?
Oh, I think he did. I think he did.
I just remember those. I remember Standy being like, "What are you wearing?" He's like, "They're cool pants." I was like, okay.
What are those? I'm trying to tell the world, and you're wearing his merchandise.
Thirsty. This really is just us quoting movies.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. It's just that's all it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Of course.
Stop.
Yeah, we just finished watching Endgame last night.
Yeah, we didn't watch the full MCU run.
We didn't watch all of it. We watched a bunch of them.
A lot of like the
The
core ones.
Yeah, I mean,
all
like,
of the Captain America plus like the Avengers movies. I think
basically.
is what it was.
Yeah. Yeah, we watched like all the good movies.
We watched the best trilogy and then the Avengers.
Well, we didn't
movies.
watch the first Captain America.
Oh, that's true.
We just watched
What
some.
did we
We watched Civil War, Winter Soldier,
Yeah.
Ultron, Endgame, Infinity War.
We watched Infinity War
We're,
first.
we were saving the first Avengers till after Endgame, so we could feel happy again.
It's for me. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm depressed.
They're all alive. You can just go to a different
It's not,
universe. and
No, just shush. Robert Downey Jr. is not playing Iron
he
Man
said he
currently.
would. He said he would.
He said
No
he
one
would.
thought Hugh Jackman would play Wolverine again, and here we are.
Yeah, now thanks to the strike.
They're gonna produce it. It's gonna be fine.
They
Just gonna be
better.
delayed. It's whatever. Just gives us time longer to find spouses and have kids, and
What?
so that we can show them the MCU and all the movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my kids wait years.
Years.
Yeah, I'm gonna like release a movie each year just like they did and have them wait 10 years and watch this beautiful saga and sob their eyes out and then show them Love and Thunder.
And have them be miserable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like I was.
Just like all of us.
Yep. Oh, you thought that movie was bad?
Just
you
wait.
wait.
Yeah.
Just wait. Yeah. Uh-huh. I had to wait 10 years. You're going to wait 10 years too.
Yep.
Okay?
What
Anyway.
what do you watch? What are you showing them first? What's the very first movie you're showing them as far as like superheroes go?
It's got to be Iron Man.
You gonna start with Iron Man, not the Tobey Maguire Spider-Mans?
Oh, that's tough. See, it's hard 'cause I didn't grow up with Toby. I was like born.
Yeah, you didn't grow up with those. You didn't grow up with X-Men, which we
Yeah.
talked about last time.
Oh, God, I love
Not
those
going down that rabbit hole
Sorry,
again.
Yep, I'll bite my tongue. I wanna watch 'em. Maybe
So,
I would
the
start
Iron
with
Man?
Toby, but I feel like, you know what? No. I think I would go through the entire MCU through Endgame, and then break and go through all the Spider-Man movies, and then watch No Way Home.
It's not a bad way to do it.
Let them figure out who they like more, you know, and then have the culmination.
See, I feel like I would show them Tobey's movies, very first ones,
Yeah,
and then start going through the MCU, and then whenever
Garfield.
Garfield's came out, stop
teens.
it,
That's
show
who
them.
I grew up with. Garfield's my Spider-Man.
Because if you show them right before No Way Home, it's so fresh. It has to be like
know what, you're
delayed, and you
right.
have to kind of forget about them.
You know what? I would probably go like you. I'd probably go release date.
Yeah.
And just try to coordinate that and splice it.
As best you can.
Yeah. Be like,
Yeah.
this is confusing. Why don't we just shut up?
Shut up and just watch. Just
Yeah.
remember and watch.
Just I'm literally your parent.
It's a different universe.
What if my kids are Skrulls?
They can't unless you are, or you marry a scroll.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, cut off his finger,
My child.
and if it turns green,
Sorry, Sir Anthony. I'm really sorry about
Sir
doing this.
Anthony.
Yeah, my son.
Oh, you cut off your husband's
Oh.
when you're dating. Like before you get engaged, cut off his finger, and
Oh, that's so true.
you'll find out if it turns green, he's a scroll.
Yeah.
So, do you think
Skrull.
think Rodney's a scroll?
Rodney?
War Machine.
Is that his name?
Yeah, is it
Rodney?
not? Rhodey.
Rodney. It's like Rodney.
Yeah. Just saying
Edit
it wrong.
that part out.
Just
real
saying it
fast.
wrong.
Ask it again. Rewind.
It's not how this works.
Oh, that's not how this works. Anyway, yeah, I do.
For how long? Because
Mhm.
in the show Secret Invasion, we know he is.
Yeah,
But for how long?
I
You think he's a scroll in Endgame and all
no, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
that? Is he in that?
I think so, 'cause it's the whole thing with the shield,
Oh.
and that's when he was like really in the U.S. government.
Okay.
And that's when Nick Fury came back. Nick Fury came back after Endgame, so I don't think there's any scrolls beforehand.
No, but they are there.
Like that we would have known or
Okay.
have thought, oh, they're definitely a scroll,
Okay.
And Rhodey being at Tony Stark's funeral, crying the way he was, I mean, I don't think a scroll would be that
Okay.
connected.
Yeah,
So
I
I think
think-
maybe somewhere Falcon and the Winter Soldier just flying under the radar. 'Cause he didn't have the leggies there either.
Yeah, that's the whole thing too. Everyone's like
Mm-hmm.
when he's wearing them, but he's not wearing them.
Yeah.
Just
I think
hurts my head too much.
we're actually giving Kevin Feige and the
Too
Russo
much.
brothers ideas. I think they're actually like just forgetting stuff. I think they just forgot, and now we're like, he's a scroll.
No,
He's been a
because we
Skrull
watch
since then.
we watch those old movies and there's little
I
bitty
know.
Easter eggs that are hidden in
There
there that are
is.
like, oh, that was the plot of movie like 18
Yeah, that's
from
true.
now. Like we just watched Endgame
Yeah.
and what's her name, McCoy, the one of the Imperial
Okoye,
guards,
yeah.
Okoye, she like says there was a earthquake under the water.
Oh yeah, and that was for Atlantis.
And that was for
Yeah.
Atlantis in the second
we
Black
think.
Panther movie. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, why wouldn't
totally
it
makes
be?
sense, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's like 7 movies away from
That's
Endgame.
true.
So when
They
you go
do a
back
good
and watch all
job.
that stuff, yeah, there's lots of hidden Easter eggs.
We had the same thing with Ultron too. I forget what it was, but there was something in that one, and we were like, "That's like what we just."
Yeah, you're right.
Heard.
There was something in there with that one.
Yeah.
So
Well.
that's one of the best scenes. When
Yep, it is. You're right. Sure.
in
With ya.
Age of Ultron, when they all try and pick up the hammer,
How was I supposed to know that from going? We saw that in Ultron.
you're supposed to read my brain.
Sorry. I'm sorry. You're right. No, it is
Right.
true. That's so clever.
The
It's like, nothing.
Captain's pulling it, Thor's face, and then the payoff in Endgame.
Yo, we all knew. Like we didn't know, but like we were really hoping.
We were like Thor. We were like, I knew it.
Yeah, we
That
were
was
like,
all our same
"Yeah!"
reaction.
That was so cool. There's like a whole lore about that too. Like Captain actually could have lifted it up, but he didn't, 'cause that's just who he is. He wouldn't have done that to Thor in front of a bunch of people.
Interesting. It's a
Which
good
like
theory.
kind of checks out. Like
It's
I
good
could get
theory.
on board with that, but
Who do you think you are?
Jean Valjean.
Completely
Who do you
different.
think you are, running around leaving scars, collecting your jar of hearts,
I'll wait.
tearing love apart. I'll just sing. There's a meme. It's like them rewinding. You never mind. You won't care. You won't appreciate it.
No, go on.
Okay. Maybe it's a TikTok. This girl, she's rewinding the karaoke version for Jar of Hearts. It's like everybody in 2008. I know I can't. And I just was like, because that was also me. Like at the old house when I was by myself, I was in the laundry room doing karaoke to that song. Why were we all doing karaoke to Jar of Hearts in like 2008, 2010? I don't know.
Cool.
I think I don't know who I'd be.
You don't have a character you think you relate to most?
I've never like really thought about it.
At all?
No, I just like them all.
Okay.
I don't know. Who do you think I am? I swear, if you say Groot,
No,
I hate you.
you're not Groot.
I hate
Absolutely not
Groot.
Groot.
Groot's too cool.
Way more personality than Groot.
I was gonna say, went the complete opposite direction there. It's like he's too cool.
I mean, part of me thinks you're similar to Iron Man. You're very smart,
witty,
very
yeah.
witty,
A little arrogant.
a little
Just
arrogant,
a little bit. I'll take it.
kind of goofy. Like,
Yeah.
people like you,
Yeah.
you know.
Doth mother know you weareth her drapes?
Shakespeare at the Park.
Strongest Avenger.
Access denied.
Strongest Avenger.
That's a different movie, but yeah.
That's still a good one.
Yeah, I think we talked about this last night, but I think I'm Thor. I think I relate to Thor the
Yeah.
most.
That makes sense. You look more like Captain America, like Chris Evans.
I have his optimism, and I look a little bit more like him. I am like on the end of optimism versus pessimistic.
That's true. I mean, we're
Like,
both like that.
Yeah, but I'm like,
Yeah.
very optimistic in all scenarios all the
That's true.
time. It's kind of bad sometimes, but you
Yeah.
know,
That's good.
always have hope.
All right. Yeah, I would agree with that.
Thor,
Mhm.
because he's dumb.
He's not dumb,
Well, he's smart, but he's kind of
but
goofy.
I think you're hitting the nail on the head though, because Thor's very like street smart, like situational, like
Yeah.
knows what to do.
but he
like,
didn't go to school.
Yes, he did.
Well,
He speaks, Groot.
he'd be like, it's like that scene when he's describing. He's like, Loki turned into a snake and
No.
bit me. Like, I feel like that's something. If you and I were in the MCU, I feel
One
like
time when he was a snake, and I was like, oh, a snake, and then he turned and he went, nah, stab me. That is us.
yeah,
We're
That's
very
us.
Thor and Loki sometimes.
yeah. But yeah, that's good. I'm really excited for Loki too.
Oh, it looks so good.
That is like pinnacle. That's up there. I'm glad it's a TV show because it needs to be a TV show the way that story
Yeah.
needs to be told. But that's up there with like the top content that they've created,
I
like
know.
Endgame, the original Iron Man.
Do you think that they're using Loki as a means to incorporate Loki back for the
Kang Dynasty.
Dynasty in the big Avengers movie?
Well, they can. That's the thing. They can bring whoever they want
know,
into
it's
that movie because
so
of the multiverse.
Cool.
So it makes the possibilities endless of what they want to
Yeah.
do. But I mean, the Loki show is what introduced Kang,
Mm-hmm.
right? With the whole multiverse and
Yeah.
everything. And then when girl Loki stabs him,
Mm-hmm.
that's what starts all the incursions and all the
Yeah.
worlds colliding and everything. So, yeah, it's really important for the whole MCU arc and story and everything. If you're watching a show, you got to watch that one because
Which, like, to be honest, at the end of Loki, with all that happening, I just, like, thought that maybe the pressure for, like, Multiverse of Madness or, like, Quantumania would be much higher. Like, there was a bit more in Quantumania, but I was like, we just saw, like, all these lines emerging and branching and twisting and turning, and the world just seems oddly calm.
yeah, but that's because there's like infinite universes, right?
Yes.
We're
I
only
don't know. I get
really
confused.
focusing on Earth 8641, whatever it
It's
is,
just Feige's world. We're
Yeah.
just living in it, you know?
basically. So, yeah, excited for that. Hopefully, that'll be really good in October. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's our personality.
You excited for?
Oh, I'm stoked.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
Sorry.
You seemed very down in the dumps.
It's the coffee crash. Daily sponsor, Twin Valley. Please. I spend way too much money there.
Good thing you're leaving.
Mm-mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. I love it there.
What number is that for you today?
It's actually only 2. Thank you.
Only 2.
Yeah, look at how well I'm
And that's
doing.
like 3.
No. It's the regular.
It's 2 in 1.
No, it's not.
It's an actual cup of coffee, 100 milligrams of caffeine. Would you classify yourself as an addict?
Listen. The first step is admitting you have a problem. And I have not done that yet.
Oh.
So, yes, I would, probably. Yeah, it's bad. It's like what I sent you. I don't need to have coffee. People need me to have my coffee.
It's true. Not fun.
No.
But we had some good coffee in Texas.
Oh, yeah, you do have some great coffee.
What was your favorite place that you went to? Because you went to a couple in Fort Worth.
I did.
I went to La La Land.
I kind of liked La La Land. I know that kind of makes me sound basic.
Why? It's great coffee.
Yeah, but it is great coffee. I
It's
also
cool atmosphere.
really, really, really did love the place around the corner from the hotel. I forget what it's called.
Oh, I don't remember either. But that was a cute little shop.
But, yeah. I'm really big on local, and La La Land is like a chain. So
It's chain to Texas, I think.
I think there's one in California.
All right. Well, it's not like McDonald's chain.
No, but yeah, I mean it's like locality, regional chain, like they say, like Wawa would be a regional chain.
You go to Wawa all the time.
I love Wawa.
All right.
My shirt.
Yeah.
Dawn.
That's a cool shirt.
Should have worn it. Next
That'll be
time.
another time.
Yeah.
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 But did you have fun in Texas?
I
saw a
did.
lot of country music over the past couple days.
I know, it was so great. Midland.
Who was your favorite?
Midland. Oh, including Old Dominion?
Yeah.
I mean, Midland is my favorite.
Okay.
So, but I feel like it wasn't their show. So.
Little lackluster, you think?
No, I thought they were great.
Oh.
I wanted more. I was like, more of that, please.
Yes.
All of it. They didn't play a lot of my songs that I liked. I liked all their songs. I just wanted all their albums. So I'm now realizing I just want to go to a Midland concert.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But Old Dominion was great.
They were so good.
Their church was great too. I just enjoy Old Dominion's music
Sing.
a tad more. But yeah. What about you? Did you like it?
Yeah. I mean, I had a great time at all of them. They're all really good. But I know Old Dominion's music the best. And I like most of their songs the best. So I related to that concert a little bit more. Plus, that was the first one that we went to, so I had the most energy. So by the time, with all the travel and the lack of sleep, by the time we got to Friday night with Midland and Eric Church,
I was like,
I was pretty tired. I told Lexi, I was like, halfway through that Eric Church concert, I could have went to bed.
Nothing against him.
No, I was just so tired with the heat and the dehydration and lack of sleep.
It was tough.
Very exhausted.
Yeah.
But they had the flag upside down.
That was a mess.
The Texas flag was upside down. They had to change that.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah.
You're in Texas.
That was funny.
That was funny.
I'll be honest, I didn't even really notice until like I heard the uproar from the crowd and everything, and then I was like, oh, it is upside down. I think should change that.
Were you there? You must have been. Or maybe I turned to Mom then instead. I was like, the flag is upside down. So I thought I turned to you, but I must have turned to Mom.
Must have been Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. I've also noticed this because we've gone to a lot of concerts. I feel like country artists sound so incredible live.
Yeah.
Than like any other artists I've ever seen. Like pop artists, take it or leave it. Depends on the night if they sound better live than they do on their studio. Which like it's hard. Especially I think pop artists tend to focus more on like what that is, a performance, a concert. All the Taylor Swift fans are gonna like come for me now. Oh my god, I haven't been, so don't judge me. But like yeah, country artists are just like very laid back, very focused on the vocal, and like I've had so much fun at every country concert I've been to so far.
I think that's a great way to put it, because aside from like a few of like the classic rock and like 80s music that we've been to, no offense to them, they're just older.
Yeah.
They just can't sound the same
They still
that
sound
they
great.
used to. They still sounded great, still have a heck of a good time
yeah.
at those concerts, right? But they do sound a little different because they're older. The pop artists and things like that, they're meant to entertain and perform rather than necessarily sing all their songs. And country artists, I think, country and the Christian, I mean, you've only seen Elevation one time.
But even so,
but yeah,
they're great.
The same sort of thing. Like, they just are focused on just singing. Like, I mean, Christian concerts, you're just singing to God and just praising, focusing on any entertainment side of things. And country artists are kind of the same way. They're just like, I'm just out here to rock out and sing some songs. Like, I think
it really, that's how I'm becoming more as like a concert goer. I think because I really enjoy going to concerts, but it's that kind of aspect of like, what do I want out of this concert? Like, do I just want to like kick back with a beer and just like, rock side to side? Like, I might opt for a country concert if I want to like, be in the atmosphere and moved by the Holy Spirit. 100% going to Christian concert. Nowhere else to get that. But like if I want to like dance and jump around and have a good time, like I think back to like, I know we've talked about this one before, but like the Macklemore Kesha concert, and they both sounded great live, and they were doing a lot. They were moving. The Willy Wonka,
that one's great.
That was so
that was cool.
So cool. So like, yeah, I think it just kind of depends on what you also want out of it, and no performance is the same, but I think based on what your artist has to offer, you should just, I hate that criticism, like, oh, all they did was like really stand. I'm like, you saw Chris Stapleton, like, what
that's
were
all
you
he does.
What were you expecting? Like,
be honest, I've seen him twice. All he does is just stand there and sing,
which is like
rips through songs,
and I'm sure he sounds amazing,
incredible
live. So it's like, I don't understand why people are like upset that he didn't drive like a monster truck through like Rings of Fire. Like, I'm like, what were you expecting? It's like, if you wanted to go jump around, like, why are you going to see him?
Yeah,
like,
he's not that type of guy.
He's just not, and it's like, it's fine that he's not, but just don't complain about it when he doesn't do what you thought he should. Like, I just get so confused when people say that. So anyway,
it's very true. Very true. Yeah, we got a J Bros and Lawrence.
Oh yeah,
opening up for them.
Oh, they're so good. They're like the They're like the perfect mix.
It's funny.
Like,
didn't you say you wanted to go see the J Bros, and now?
Yeah, now
the tour is going on and Lawrence is opening for them. Beautiful mind.
Mine. Such crap. I want to go.
Yeah, you can find a way to go. I feel like your schedule's it's probably just as tight as mine.
Yeah.
In terms of there's not really an ideal tour spot that they're on.
Well, no,
that we
and
can all
like
go see.
I think they're doing one in Tulsa, Oklahoma, which wouldn't be like.
It's kind of middle ground for both of us.
It is, but the problem is like it's either on like a Sunday or a Tuesday, which then creates complications for me with school. So, and I have to use my burn days of missing class wisely in case something happens in like, I don't know, Red October or something, and I have to.
You have to go sing the national anthem at a World Series game.
Actually, last year I had to tell Paul, I was like, I don't know the policy for missing like seminars in grad school. I know I'm really not supposed to, but like, I gotta go.
I'm going to miss one.
I'm going to miss your class, and I'm really, 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 really sorry about it, but like, I have to go. Like, this will probably never happen again. And I'm like looking at my summer schedule, and not only do I have class with him again in the fall, he's also my thesis advisor.
That's great.
So I'm gonna be like, hey. Remember how I said, like, this was, like, a one-time thing and it would probably never happen again? Apparently I'm a liar, so I'm gonna have to miss class again. I know I'm the worst, but luckily I'm charming and I bake cookies for the department, so
there
I
you go.
I think it makes up for it sometimes.
Yeah, incentivize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just brought you cookies.
They're not with weed.
They're not.
I mean, maybe he'd like that. I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Him and his wife just had a baby. I don't. Well, maybe.
I got him at the bake sale. Honey, they're made with reefer.
Well, it's my Friday. I can do what I want with it. Fine.
My son lives in that dorm.
Hi, Professor. I do anything for a night. Okay, let's go. You got the baby booties?
Yes, I got the baby booties.
Transformers. What underrated movies?
How'd you get over there so fast?
Earthquake, aftershock. Oh, I hate these things. Sorry, it's been a weird night.
What does Paul think? He thinks it's a military experiment. Oh, what an idiot. Yeah, I think it's a plane.
So, Mom
They're
and Dad.
so good.
Sammy! What are you doing here? What, you like it? Doesn't come with the RV. Yeah. Those first 3 movies, man.
They're great.
They're just like part of my childhood.
They are.
I used to get made fun of so hard in high school saying that I liked them.
Why? They're so good.
That's what
Especially
I said.
the first one. The first Transformers
like-
movie is actually like timeless.
They were like, they're not good. I was like, I think
The
you're
CGI
the one
is
wrong.
incredible. The
So
storyline
good.
is like pretty solid.
Yeah.
You know, it's Transformers.
I'm starting to think the more movies I watch, like nowadays with CGI, I'm starting to think CGI was a lot better back then. Like I think
That's
about
that whole thing.
Transformers, Narnia, even. Like, come on.
There's that whole thing about CGI now versus CGI
Mhm.
then. Like, think about Lord of the Rings and Pirates with Davy Jones and Gollum and Transformers and all of that stuff. And it's just like, that was like, still holds up to today and it looks insane.
What do you mean CGI?
You know?
You're telling me it's Transformers and Gollum and Davy Jones and the CGI?
Yes, they're not real. Are you actually going to cry?
I need a break.
Okay. What? Wait, okay. Speaking of crying.
What? Thanks. You gotta have to narrow that one down.
What made you, what scene makes you cry the most in Endgame?
That is like such an awful question to ask me. Like start to finish.
I know you cried. First
I
time.
say a really bad
First
word on your
time I
podcast.
watched it. There's
Yeah.
3 scenes that I actually cried in that movie.
'Kay.
But like, what made you?
Well,
what
the
made you
first
cry?
time I watched it, spoiler alert. I don't know. If
There's
I need
no
to say that,
spoilers
but like
anymore.
just in case. When, what's her face? Black Widow. When she died, I did not process it in theaters because I did not think it was real. I was like, no way, no way, no way, and I was like holding out, like to the very end, and then like so far, not until Wanda is standing there with Hawkeye, and they're like I wish like they both do. Like I'm like, is she seriously not coming back? Like up till the final end credits, I was like, she's seriously dead. Like I just could not. I didn't give myself time to process because I thought she would come back. Because everybody's been coming back. Whole point of this movie is to get people back, right? So I was like, what the heck? This is such garbage. But I think when I first cried, like shed tears. I cried when he died.
Tony.
Yeah. I cried when he died. Like just sitting there.
Yeah.
Actually, the tears really did start rolling, not even when he snapped because I didn't think anything was wrong. I was like, okay. I started crying when they kept showing Captain America looking like off to the side on the ground. I was like, what is he looking at? He wouldn't be sad that Thanos is disappearing. What is going on? I don't know if you even caught that this time around. They keep flashing back to him, and his face just keeps getting sadder and sadder.
No, I remember at the end, like once he's sitting there and Rhodey and
when
Tom
Rhodey
and
comes, that's when I first started
that's when I
crying
knew.
in theaters. I was like, I'm sobbing my eyes out right here, right now, unabashed, unashamed. Saw through his death. Pepper's like, you can rest now. And I'm like, oh God, they're really, really dragging this on. And I know you're not a musical buff like I am, but the score of his actual death with just the piano, it's like unresolved until the very last point when his heart monitor goes off and it plays like the bottom root chord to like make it finite. And I'm gonna tear up now thinking about it. Sorry, it's an emotional scene.
It is.
But like that movie is like, it's like Marley and Me. It's just like I'll never not cry at that movie, I don't think. But so is that one. And then I like recovered a little bit. I was like, okay, blink back the tears. You're in a public place. Ugh. And then they freaking show I Love You 3000. And I was like, ugh. And then I heard Dad next to me start crying. I was like, oh, just give me a break. What the heck?
Dad was weeping
Dad
like
was
a little girl.
sobbing. Oh my God. His like. I was like, oh, stop. I'm trying to stop. You're going to think these people in front of me are going to have a heart attack because I'm like wheezing my eyes out. I'm trying to like choke back my sobs in a theater. It was bad up until the very last second, I think, for me. And then I recovered once Captain and Peggy got to do their dance. I shed a final tear and then we were fine. And then they rolled the credits and I cried again. And then I heard the hammer and I cried again. And it just, yeah. So I cried a lot at the end. I don't think the tears ever stopped. They just got like a little respite here and there. What about you? Just the cheeseburger line or?
No, that one.
Oh, that one got me.
That one was tough in theater. I think.
Ugh.
So I got teary-eyed in like 3 separate points in the movie. It's like once when Thor and his mom meet again. That one always still gets me a little teary-eyed,
Yeah,
right? When
that's
he's
a pretty
talking with
scene.
her. He's like, I'm totally from the future.
Eat a salad.
Yeah. She's like, I'm a witch. I see with more than just eyes. That one gets me a little teary-eyed. I've never actually like cried, but just, you know, a little teary-eyed. Then in theater, this one doesn't get me anymore, but in theaters when Captain is they're trying to get the Pym particles and he sees Peggy again in the
Oh, yeah, you were
office.
saying that's...
That one, like, for whatever reason, just like pulled on my heartstrings a little bit. It's like, oh man, like, you know, the love he could have had and never, or the love he wanted and never had the chance.
So sad.
You know.
And I was saying this, it's cute that she keeps the original picture of Steve.
Yeah.
She loved him before he got all roided up and...
Before he was Captain America, when he was just Steve Rogers. Yeah. So that one used to get me. That one doesn't get me anymore. But I got teary-eyed in that scene, and that carries into Tony and his dad. And that's kind of the same thing in Thor and his mom.
I cried there too.
Where it gets me like teary-eyed. I've never actually cried, but it's like, you know, it's sad.
It's a really beautifully done bittersweet moment.
They're great.
Marvel did.
They're great there, and I'm sure they're gonna hit years from now, whenever, you know.
Yeah. Don't. Okay. Not now. Funny podcast.
Yep.
And then
the part where I actually cried the first time in theaters was when they're all coming back. When Doctor Strange is doing all the thing,
then too.
I actually like started crying,
I was crying
not in like
joy.
sadness, but just
I
like,
was like, this is so beautiful.
I'm like, this is like, to me, Lord of the Rings, my favorite franchise, always will be. I will cry. I'll watch all 3 of those movies all the way through, and I'll cry every time at the end. But like, in Minas Tirith, when the Rohirrim show up and he's doing the speech, and it's just like death, and there's just the magnitude of it all before they start running down the hill. I'm just like that's the same that's the most equivalent I can compare to what those 2 scenes are like, because they're just so it's worth the payoff of everything you've invested in. It's just so beautiful. It's perfect. The score,
Game of Thrones to be.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So. Yeah, when that happened, I was like crying tears of joy. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like the coolest thing I've ever seen!" Like
and
since that thing with Lord of the Rings.
Oh, it's just everything is so good.
It's just perfect. And then first time when we watched it in theaters, when I didn't cry at all during Tony dying or whatever. Like now I get teary eyed when she says you can rest now. Like that one's tough. But like when she said. When his daughter was like, I want cheeseburgers, that like freaking, I was like doing so good. I'm like, this sucks. It's sad, but like, I'm okay. I was expecting something. And she's like, I want cheeseburgers. I was like, oh my God. Like, that's what he wanted when he got out of captivity in the cave. And yeah, that's the one that sent me. I got so sad.
There's in No Way Home, when like Peter is like still like reeling after all of it. I saw a really sad meme, like once everything was said and done, he's at the gravesite, and it was like, this movie takes on a whole nother level of sad when you realize that Pepper Potts doesn't even remember the kid that Tony went through time for to save. Like, Peter was the reason why Tony went through with it in the first place. And now Pepper doesn't even remember him.
Wow, I didn't even think about that.
And I was like, well... I have clinical depression. Like, that's like what just plays in my head rent free sometimes. I'm like, okay, way to make it really sad. Really just dump it all on us.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, like, there's no way Marvel tops Endgame, and then they did No Way Home, and I don't think it topped it, but it was
different.
Really good choice to slot in
right after.
Very strong. I remember like everybody being like, do you think they're gonna come back? And freaking Andrew Garfield in every interview, I'm not in it. I was like, he's totally playing. He's gotta be in it. And it was so well done. There was like just enough spoilers, I think, to get people there, because it was one of those things where it's like, they have to be there, but there was still that like little bit of doubt of like, but what if they're not?
There was nothing like proven, but there was like the paparazzi shots of them being around the set, and then there was like the trailer in Brazil that got leaked, where like the bad guys being hit, but it's only showing like Tom Holland Spider-Man in there.
Yep.
And it's like
and
he's
then
being hit by
everybody
ghosts.
in like Marvel is like, trust us, like we know what we're doing. And I'm like,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be the biggest like PR stunt? Is to just let people believe that all these Spider-Men are gonna be in it, and they're just not.
Would have sucked actually
Would have been
if
really bad.
if they weren't.
But like that movie there, like I feel like Endgame wasn't cheesy at all, and like No Way Home was like cheesy in all the right ways.
Yeah, it was.
Like it was like years, like decades worth of nostalgia built up into like one film, and it was just like it's the same thing. Like it's the payoff. Like as cheesy as some of like the lines were, or like them pointing at each other, or like the whole Peter on Peter thing, like cheesy that was, like I loved it. I loved every single minute of that film. I actually remember making the bold statement when we left that theater, being like, I liked that more than Endgame. And then upon reflection, I was wrong. Bad.
It's not a bad one to put up there. It's really good.
It is like one of my favorites. It's up there with like Winter Soldier. If you take like Infinity Endgame out,
it's hard to beat those just because the combination,
Yeah.
the payoff, and everything.
yeah, I feel like Avengers need their own tier because they're gonna take
Probably.
Like, all 5
We'll
spots,
see. We'll see
essentially.
how this multiverse wraps up,
Doing
and
my
we'll see
girl
how
Rhonda
Secret
dirty.
Wars and Kang Dynasty.
This is just becoming a Marvel.
well, then it is.
podcast.
I mean, we like talking about that.
But we're gonna do like fun stuff like a game or.
What game do you want to play? You want
I
to
didn't
play
have
a
a game.
game? It's from a movie.
Yeah, I know. I saw it. Oh, he got so angry in that scene. Kind of like tense. Like I'm not that old. I know things.
Tony Stark built us in a
It's a
cave
cave
with a box of scraps.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite lines.
So funny. So funny. I don't know. Well, you don't teach. But maybe like just around your friends. Like sometimes I'll be like in the middle of class and I'll like quote something from a movie I've seen that I think like everybody has seen and nobody laughs or nobody gets it. And I get offended.
I get mad too. I'll like quote movies. I'll purposely try to fit movie quotes into like conversations.
It's a lot
Like,
of effort.
because it's funny if
Yeah.
you can just like of course, like
Yeah.
and just give the look, like
Yeah.
just say it like that and see if anybody like catches on or something, like because I think it's funny. I think
'Cause
they're
it is.
iconic. It's culture, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, movies are a huge part of our family. So
Like all our family.
yeah, so it's funny if you can incorporate that stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know. I just get upset when my students don't get it.
yeah. I mean, it's frustrating. It's awkward when you say something, you know,
Yeah.
like a box of scraps, and
Yeah.
someone's like, what? What are you yelling at me
Why-
for?
Literally. Well, so maybe this wasn't a great movie to quote, but you know how like I do games with my students in Myth
Yeah,
to like try to make it fun, which it does work sometimes.
teacher tip.
Yeah, teacher tip is if you think it's cheesy, it probably is, but they'll appreciate it 'cause they don't have to read out loud in class. And we were playing this game. I think it was like a version of like Pictionary, but there were like lots of rules and like they kept messing it up. I just like we were at the point of the semester where I felt like I could rip on my students a lot 'cause they rip on me too. It's like a fun rapport, I guess I've created. I don't know why, but we were sitting. I like put the marker down. I was like, I've shut down. I've shut down. You obviously don't know the best ways to play the game, so I've shut down. And they just like looked at me and they were like, I'm sorry. Like, and I was like, I'm calling a movie. I'm calling a movie. Like, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. And I was just like, how do you not know? Like, I get like angry at them for not knowing movies that I've seen.
It's Four
Anyway,
Christmases, by the way, if you didn't get that
Yeah.
reference.
That's a great movie. So funny. Any movie with Vince Vaughn is just
Any movie with Vince Vaughn is automatically
funny.
being watched. Like,
so funny.
it's incredible. He's one of my favorite actors
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, Four Christmases is like one of those movies when I guess the next time one of us brings somebody home for the holidays to introduce, right?
Probably you.
It's a huge like don't say that. We were just talking about how God works. Just, you know, never
Yeah.
know. Timing and doors open and yada, yada, yada. Check out the part 1.
As we've discussed in this family over Texas, I can tend to be a little bit unapproachable, apparently, or a bit too aggressive, or a bit too passionate. So it'll be you, I'm sure.
Yeah, but that could attract the right people. You're just scaring away all the frauds.
That's so true.
But like I was
Can't handle the
saying,
truth. Sorry, your turn.
another good movie line.
I
You
know.
even know what that's from?
Yeah.
What?
It's the Tom Cruise one. Blanking. All I'm thinking about is Mission Impossible 'cause it's part of, but it's not.
A-
It's not. It's not. It's not.
A
A Few Good Men.
Here you go.
There we go. Sorry. Whew. Almost got canceled.
But yeah, Four Christmases. We watch it every Thanksgiving as a family.
Yeah.
It's a weird tradition, but
it's mom.
It's part of our tradition.
It's nice.
And
then I'm watching the Cowboys.
It's a good. Yeah. Well, they won this past year.
They did.
Bless.
It makes the pie taste so much better.
Oh, it tastes so much better. So much better. I can go to sleep happy.
I know.
But showing Four Christmases to your significant other with the rest of the family, it's a huge test because it's like, do they laugh? Do they get the jokes? Do they think it's funny? Do they think it's like kind of cute that you guys watch this together every year? Or they're like, this is dumb. This is not a funny movie.
Get out.
It's like, it's a huge test right there.
Yeah.
Not Thanksgiving alone with our family is a huge test, but then.
I know. I go back and forth between like wanting to wait to like maybe even after I'm married when they're locked in.
No, they have to come by.
When they're locked in so they can't escape and it's already too late before they see the crazy. Or being like, how about for our first date, I just throw you right in.
Well, here's
really test the waters there. Because if you can't handle this, you just no point in.
You're saying you're gonna wait till you're married.
I'm not.
We're probably gonna be having Thanksgiving at your place within 10 years. So.
God, you're so right.
I mean, not to say you're not gonna be married in 10 years. I'm assuming you probably will be, to be honest.
I'd like to be married. Tomorrow. I can't afford anything, so.
Oh, and having a husband automatically makes it affordable? Oh.
A wealthy one. Just kidding.
Oh, she lusts for money. That's all she
I don't
wants.
lust for it. But, like, people who say, like, it's not about money. It's not. I would never marry for money in my life. As much as I joke about it, I would love over money any day of the week. But it is nice, and I'm tired of the stigmas around it, okay? You would want to marry someone who's wealthy, too. It's not just us.
I've actually had this conversation with Vasco.
Yeah?
About
was it on your podcast?
Marrying. No, I think we just talked about it. Just about the idea of marrying somebody who's not like necessarily dirt cheap poor.
No.
I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that either.
No.
But like marrying somebody who doesn't come from wealth. Maybe not even like what we've been blessed with.
Yeah.
You know, like even just below that.
Mm-hmm.
And like how much more simpler life is like. Because like more money, more problems for sure.
Yep.
Money does help with a lot of things. You need money with everything.
Mm-hmm.
It certainly makes life a lot easier in a lot of different ways. But, you know, the less of it you have, the more simple your life becomes, the more you appreciate other things. So it's like marrying somebody like that who comes from that background and then like, not to say you guys can't have a ton of money, but like their mentality on life is just like,
100%.
You know,
I don't want to marry someone who's like, yeah, I'm walking into my, father's like doesn't know like the hard-earned value. Like, we're not having fun anymore. It's our serious FaceTime. Sorry, but like I think about this a lot too. It's just the point of I would love to be in a position one day in my life where I'm blessed with wealth so I can use it to bless other people.
Amen.
Like, I don't want to be hoarding, like, billions of dollars in a savings account. That isn't going anywhere. To me, that money isn't fruitful. Like, I've talked about this. Like, I'd love to open and run a nonprofit to help the homeless, right? Like, that's, like, a huge goal. But, like, you need money to do that.
Yep.
Like, it's just a fact. Like, I just can't. Especially a nonprofit. Like, you need that in order to do good things. And I think walking into a position with someone who does understand, like, I think the more money God provides you in your life, that's not like, okay, here you go, keep it. It's who can I help, right? Because the money doesn't follow you. So, but think about how many people you can bless in this life with that wealth. Like, that's what I'd love to marry. I make the joke about marrying wealthy because I'm in school for like another 7 years. So I don't really make an income all that much. So that's more of a joke than anything else. But
right. Yeah.
I don't actually. I'm not a gold digger. Let's all relax, okay?
Nobody is, but it is
like
nice if, you know, it's nice if you don't have to worry about marrying into debt or, you know,
like
if they have a stable job
and it's
income. And
it's the same thing that like people are, like what you were saying about like, you know, people asking the girls like, oh, like, what do you want? Like, guy who makes 6 figures. I'm like, they're 20. We're talking about 20-year-olds. Like, you want a guy who makes 6 figures? You better be making 6 figures too. Like, if that's the standard you want to have, fine. But don't, you know, You attract what you are.
You
know?
attract what you are and what you surround yourself with.
And it's just like, I strongly believe that. So
Yeah, and I'm all for it's biblical that the husband needs to be the provider of the family, not only for money purposes, but in all aspects, right?
yeah.
So that's what we're called to do. So ideally, they have a good enough income where you can stay at home and be with the kids, if that's what you want. Obviously,
Yeah.
some women are very passionate about their careers and want to work and do all that. Like, it's awesome too. Like, if you make $250K a year, I'll stay home and be a stay-at-home dad.
I'll stay at home too.
That'd be awesome. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get a little bored, but
no, kidding me? I love, I unashamed love watching like the TikTok videos that come on For You page that are like, like me like going through all my bills, like super frustrated, barely getting enough money to pay them. It's like women in the 1930s, we can pay our own bills, and they're like, we can pay our own bills. It's just like, it's true. Why do we do it? Why do we want to work? This is gonna spur me off into another serious topic, so I'll keep my mouth shut.
Well, good thing Mom's not here, else we would have just been going down the rabbit hole right there with some politics.
So long, like the Alice in Wonderland rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Eat me, drink me. I still want an Alice in Wonderland themed birthday party so badly.
Throw yourself one.
I need enough to fill a tea party table.
That's like 4 seats.
It's like 6.
Okay.
Go check out part 1 where I mentioned how lonely I am.
Oh my gosh. You act like you have no friends. No.
My friends!
My friends need to be punished.
Another elite movie.
Elite.
Mom, what's elite? It's a word.
How did she not know?
Like, it's not even one of those words like where we...
Like dope, where it used to mean drugs.
Yeah.
For them growing up, and now it means like cool.
Yeah.
Understandable. You grew up
or
hearing,
gas.
Yeah, gas. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, like
just naming elements. That's all our culture is. The next one, water. Yo, that's water, dude.
Hey.
Yo, that's ice. That's ice.
No, ice is already a thing.
No, but that's gonna be a different thing because we're just using.
I like the water one.
Hey, yo, that's precipitation. Yo, that's humidity.
It's too long.
That's humidity. Nah,
it's too long. Humidity's bad connotation.
That's hum.
Hume?
That's hummy.
Hummy.
I don't like it.
It's like sucky.
Yeah.
Like it's bad.
Yeah.
It's hummy.
Yeah. Humid. It's mid. Maybe that's what they're actually saying. That's so mid.
No,
it's actually short for humidity.
Middle of the road.
No, I think it's humidity. I'm inventing words. You're gonna start going around saying that's water.
That's water.
It's like we can use that for like wild.
Okay.
Or like calm.
That's so water, bro.
Someone's gonna be like, what?
Like it should be lame. I like it for lame.
Oh, that's water.
That's water, bro.
Oh, she's so water.
It's like
she's
basic.
So basic.
It's basic.
She's so water.
It's basic. It's the same thing. All right. So that's our thing now. It's our tagline. It's water, bro.
Trademark.
All right. The next episode we do, we're gonna have to pull up some like pictures or videos and be like, is it water or is it fire? You like it?
Like the mini clip game?
Yeah, like the mini clip game.
Oh,
except that's ice and fire.
I know, but mini clip.
Mini clip. Childhood.
Extreme Pamplona. Remember that?
Is that the name of the game?
With the bowl.
Was it Pamplona? I know what the game you're talking about.
I think so.
Is it Pamplona?
I think so.
I used to hate
the one with the bathtub. Like the spa one.
Oh,
that
yeah. That one.
So hard to get out of.
Yeah, because you bounce off all the...
Yep.
Anyways, yeah, that game was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, shout out if you remember what mini clip is.
Mini clip, addicting games.
Yeah.
What was the math one? Fun math games, something like that. I used to play that all the time.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about?
It's like coming in and out of my consciousness. It's like just floating around. I know it's there. I can picture it. This is so frustrating.
I don't know.
Okay.
We used to play that a bunch.
Yeah.
I used to spend my computer time, my hour of computer time in the summer to play those math games.
They were fun.
They were fun. They were fun. We used to We used to barter with our babysitters for like
my
TV
goodness,
time or
yeah.
computer time.
La push. La push.
Yeah. Shout out Ashley and Miss
Yeah.
Carol and Katie.
They were great.
We had some great babysitters.
They were so
Some
elite, some might say.
some
Never water.
some fun memories.
Yeah.
Some where we did not treat them properly
No. Never lock your babysitters out of your house.
or in the pool.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing to do.
It's just not.
We were bratty.
We were terrible.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad would come. I'm so sorry.
Here's an extra 100. Stay quiet. Don't talk.
It's like when I nearly drowned in the pool with my life vest.
That was not with the babysitter though. That was with Mom and
No.
Dad.
No, but Mom and Dad weren't there, and we were getting ready. I remember this because half of my.
I remember this because it was me.
No, I was talking about this with Mom yesterday. I was like, when I think back to like some of my earliest memories that I can remember, a lot of them are like trauma, which is like probably not great. But like the treadmill, the Sears Mall, drowning in a pool.
Sears Mall's your fault.
It is. Listen, when you decide to play hide and go seek, and you don't really understand the concept that nobody else does want to play hide and go seek, and people are just walking around shouting your name, you're not going to get out and reveal your hiding spot. You're thinking, this is a great hiding spot. Anyway, I remember getting sucked into my life vest, not being able to breathe, and like tugging on Joel's shorts and like trying to get your attention. I just remember being yanked out of my feet. I was trying to like walk now that I was on the cement, but you guys just carried me to the chair. Unbuckled my life vest. We're like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? And Mom just like went outside. I was like, is everything okay? And you all like, yeah, everything's good. We're just taking a break. Like, please don't tell Mom. Please don't tell Mom.
That's always what it was.
Always, please don't tell Mom.
Anytime something bad happened with any of us, like just you and me, all 5 of us, like someone got hurt, don't tell Mom and Dad. Don't tell Mom and Dad. Don't tell Mom and Dad. Are you okay? You want to hit me?
Yeah,
you hurt? You would hit me?
You want to hit me?
You want to hit me? Ow! It hurts so bad.
Give you cookie. Got you
See,
cookie.
we're even. Yeah,
We're even.
We're even, Schmidt. It's literally what it was.
I know.
All the time.
Oh, it's so fun though.
So yeah, some great memories. Maybe we'll go down memory lane next time. Next episode.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
We could play a little Old Dominion song. If I could buy a house.
It's a good song.
It's my favorite.
So, you got anything you want to say before we wrap up here? For this last episode for you and I here. We're gonna do another one before you leave. I hope you know. With Dad, we're gonna talk some Phillies.
Do you really want me there?
Yeah,
I'm gonna just be like sitting here and letting you guys talk. You're gonna be like, "What do you have to say?" I'm gonna be like, I'm just like monologue for 30 minutes.
We're gonna talk some Phillies. We're gonna talk some Cowboys while you're here.
God, I'm not ready.
So, anything?
Final thoughts, closing thoughts. Well, can I ask the question I asked in the other one that never aired?
Yeah.
It's a great question.
Sure. I don't even remember what it was.
Pose it to the public.
'Kay.
If you were in Beauty and the Beast, what household object would you be?
It's a phenomenal question.
If you're ever on a date, it's a great opener when you don't know. You tell a lot about people. I swear, if they ever.
We were actually out in Phoenixville a couple weekends ago, and Lexi actually asked this to a random guy.
Yep.
That was talking to her.
He's like, I don't know, a fork? And I was like, no.
Wrote him off right then and there. She didn't need to talk to him
looked
anymore.
Looked him dead in the eye, and he's like, what's wrong with the fork? I was like, red flag. Red flag.
See, this is what we mean sometimes by you're a little bit unapproachable. But
every household object, you're going to be a fork?
But you do have a point.
He wants to be inside people's mouths? Probably. It's a typical guy thought.
You said it, not me.
I'm just voicing what the people are thinking.
I mean, you do have a point.
Thank
It is a little basic,
It's
and you can tell a lot about a person from that question.
You can. Like, oh, no, please, be more boring.
So what's yours?
Bookshelf or coffee pot?
Because that's, I mean, just your personality.
No, because I actually think a bookshelf would be really cool. If I actually had to choose one, I think I would opt for the bookshelf.
See, I think bookshelf is super lame. I'm going to stick with my comment I said last time. I think that's...
I like
You're an object that holds other objects.
Yes, but I can also observe
You're just a glorified utensil thing in the drawer.
Okay, don't ever say that about a bookshelf.
That's what it is. It's an object that holds another object.
See, but here's the thing. I think I'd hear a lot of gossip. Because it's like, I'm there, I'm needed, right? But, like, you can ignore me enough to the point where, like, you're not even thinking that I'm there. So imagine just, like, shuffling over a little bit. Just, like,
Yeah, but you don't really have legs. You're just
Yes, you do.
flat.
It depends on your bookshelf.
Name one bookshelf that has legs. They're all flat
Mine.
on the bottom.
No, they're not. No, they're not. You know what? After this, we'll go look at the bookshelf. Okay, they have the little stubs. Little things.
Oh, you're going to get real far with that?
Yeah, I am. Okay? Well, what would you be? A
What
spoon?
No, what did I say? Like the butcher's knife? Like the big
Yeah.
square one? It's like, in movies, they like throw it on the cutting board.
Well, I had two questions.
That one or tongs? I thought tongs.
No, that
would
was
be-
the utensil question. What utensil would you be?
Then what did I say from Beauty and the
I
Beast?
don't know.
I don't even remember.
Check the footage. Insert here.
I deleted it all.
Oh, was that
It's
bad?
bad. But yeah, I don't know.
Yikes.
Beauty and the Beast.
This is drafted pages. We don't cut anything. We don't edit.
We don't. We just don't post everything I record. Blame mom and dad.
Yeah, they were having a scroll moment.
They were
They were scrolls.
they were scrolls. They did
Yeah.
not remember anything
You know
from our
what?
childhoods
We
or about each other.
We should play around with that game on your podcast. That
We
could
could.
be fun.
We could do that.
That could be fun.
Maybe we'll do that. Or
'Cause that
Sorry
takes
Card
the-
Revenge.
Oh, sorry, Kurt. That gets a little intense.
Yeah,
in
it's
this
a little
family.
long too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it can be.
Okay. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do an episode
Just
with
like,
just
or
that.
just like have the questions ready.
Yeah.
You know, and
Okay.
then we each answer for ourselves.
I like it.
That
Good
could be
idea.
fun. You're
So-
welcome. Chock full of ideas. What would you be? Sorry, what was my question?
Beauty
What
and the Beast?
household object? In a house. Anything.
Yeah, I don't remember what I said I would be.
Well,
I-
think of something new.
Fireplace?
I think that is what you said.
Is that?
Maybe.
It might have been what I said.
Yeah, a fireplace would be cool.
Yeah. I
You
think,
can't move.
yeah, but like you said, you hear a lot of gossip. You're
Mine
pretty
keeps going to inappropriate jokes. And
pretty-
it's weird
pretty
'cause you're
unique.
my brother, so I
be
don't
like
understand.
Harry Potter when Sirius is pops out of the fireplace like that.
Sirius Black.
Rest in peace.
Cry again. That's another death that just happens too fast for my brain to process anything.
Yeah, actually, when I saw that movie for the first
was
time
like,
and
what?
that happened, I was like, "Is he actually dead?"
I know. I was like, what?
It wasn't until the movie ended I was like, "Oh, dang,
No. And he just gets sucked in. I was like,
that sucked."
what the heck? Because he gets sucked in. That was funny.
Okay.
To the mirror.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway, should we wrap it up?
No.
I think we should.
I like talking.
We're coming up on little chatterbox today.
Yeah,
3
I'm gonna
cups of
start my
coffee.
own podcast called Undrafted Pages.
Okay.
It's a rival podcast.
Oh, what are you gonna talk about?
I don't know.
All right. Well, be sure to check out the show
Sports.
at Drafted Pages
Not
on
Undrafted.
Spotify, TikTok, YouTube, all the platforms you know by now.
Sorry, hold on. Undrafted Pages, my podcast.
Your turn.
We'll be going through your podcast and picking out all the moments where you should have said something here, or I should have said something, or you guys should have said something, just making fun of it. That was important for me to say, obviously.
All right, we
So-
found the plot. So, anyways, new episodes every Saturday. We look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Woo!